Hi, I'm Mark Schell. I'm with North Carolina Emergency Management, Area 7 Coordinator, and this is my truck. When I arrive on the scene, one of the very first things I'm going to do is put on a traffic vest and bug spray. Today, since we're not in a highway, I'm just going to put on some bug spray. Essential tool for an area coordinator. Also close by is just a handy, again depending on the weather or the traffic, a rain jacket or my highly reflective DOT Class 3 rain apparatus. Also have just a seat carrier with a couple other essential things like, for the weather, a neck gaiter to keep the sun off my net, clipboard with some handy ICS forms that we can knock out on paper real quick just initially, some hand tools like a little portable saw, a flashlight, extra pens, walkie-talkie batteries, and just some of those basics that you just use on a scene every day. Mark's preference for Mark's truck was to put a cargo net in the back to contain things and keep them from hitting me in the back of the head in case I have to stop real fast. The other thing, it also keeps everything neat and organized for me because depending on the mission, if we know in advance, the truck may be piled high with gear and I just don't want it falling out the back when I arrive on scene. Really for selfish reasons, I keep a tarp in the back as a rain shelter if I have to make a quick shelter to spend the night somewhere, or if I just don't want to get my gear and my feet wet, I'll just put my little tarp out and it gives me a nice footing to work off of. One of the things you'll find as we get through this is part of my ensemble because if I fall in the pond or get wet, I want to be able to put on dry clothes and also have some dry boots to put on. Also do good holding down the corners of my tarp. Also stuffed within a boot is some mosquito netting. Again, very handy if you have to set up a shelter for a night. Start with my HEART helmet bag. So again, HEART stands for Helo Aquatic Rescue Team. So 2 area coordinators in every branch are issued flight helmets. Sometimes we're working directly under the helicopters and or working in the LZ, and so it has communications that tie into our walkie-talkies and also built-in visors and so forth. So head protection, hearing protection allows us to talk, and it works out really good. If we are working out of a raft or a boat, you don't want the big heavy helmet on, so we've also have a windy helmet with communications headset built in, and we use that to communicate. And this is real life working out of a Tahoe. Stuff is kind of arranged in a way that it fits, so sometimes you've got to move stuff to get to the stuff behind it. So I'll describe for you the other things here as we offload. Next bag is called the office, and since we don't need it for today, I'll just put it here. The office has bins. It's got more paper forms. We've got pens, markers, staplers. Earlier, as I was describing the types of helmets that we carry, typically we would use the windy helmet with communications if we're operating on or near the water. This bin has other water gear in it. First, if we're operating near water, personal flotation device. Secondly, rope bags, throw ropes. Have 2 in this bin. If I'm standing by shore and somebody is reachable by a rope, I've got rope to throw to them, hopefully bring them back to safety quickly. Also have a chest rig, allows me to secure 2 radios and other assorted items into a rig that's on me. They're strapped down, they won't fall out if I bend over or work. So the chest rig is really important. Got a vest, keep me warm. Also has a high-vis side. It helps to be found and located quickly when you're out on a rescue mission. Again, as we offload stuff to get to the other tools, I'll show you this essential tool of the trade. This is a critical item on any deployment. This is the travel Keurig. Because the world runs on coffee, And it doesn't take many cold nights to decide when you need a cup of coffee. It's time for a cup of coffee. This is another pack. It just has a sweatshirt, a knife, there's a little bit of first aid stuff in, flashlight, just a couple little odds and ends, just again for running off in the woods, and room to quickly stick in a few other things. If, for instance, we're first on the scene of something, or we're arriving early on in an incident just because we're in the area, to help the locals get started. This bin is somewhat of a multi-hazard bin all of itself. Just got some items in it, not used as frequently, but here if I need them. First, there's an extension cord, a 50-foot extension cord. The truck has a robust inverter in it, and so I can bring power a little bit. I could bring power to my little shelter and be safely away from the exhaust of the vehicle and have coffee in my shelter. Of course, tape, always need tape. Also, the letter T, toilet paper, because. Some real tape, duct tape. Steel toe shoes. Again, another pair of dry footwear, but these have safety toes in them in case we're doing heavy logistics work, working around forklifts, unloading supplies at a recovery site, whatever the case may be. I love my toes, so I've got my steel toe shoes as well. Kind of going with the toilet paper motif, a little shovel, or to dig out of a mud hole or a sand hole or whatever, a little foldable shovel. Cargo straps for putting up a hasty shelter or tying down cargo. Tow strap in case the shovel doesn't get you out of the hole. You find a friend or a buddy to pull you out. Some caution tape, bilingual caution tape. I use this, got another roll in the truck, I use this to mark abandoned vehicles on the side of the road, just so that other public safety folks know that vehicle's been checked, there's no occupant in it at the time. And then a little handy LED spotlight or floodlight for my shelter, for a work area. It's magnetic, so it can stick up and light an area in the truck or elsewhere. Before we go on, it's a little hot out here today. It's important to stay hydrated. So before I take off in the truck, I always stop by the fridge, grab my handy little cooler. We're not done yet in the back of this truck, by the way. I've got some more stuff to show you. A couple other things that just as we finish out the back of the truck, one thing that's critical as we kind of think of stepping things down is a poncho liner, otherwise known as a woobie, or a woobie blanket. Again, I could use it in my hasty shelter. I could use it to warm up somebody that's just been pulled out of the water. Another essential, you know, you throw it in the windows, in the windshield, but this is also, you can use it as a reflective Mylar blanket. So one, a victim can be outside, easily seen, and it's double foil, so on the inside it's helping retain heat inside the survivor. Survivor being the person that's been rescued by the Hilo Aquatic team or by the water rescue team. Some things you can't see. There is another bin stuffed behind the seat that's full of bulk medical dressings. Again, if I came on a mass casualty incident or a bad wreck, I could set that bin down, and there's plenty of bandaging materials for other EMS workers, for other first responders that show up, just to help stop the bleed. Stop the bleed's critical. As an area coordinator, I support 6 counties in the Central Branch office, and on sunny days like today, I normally help the counties answer questions regarding grants, grant spending, some of the deliverables that they need to do to fulfill their grant requirements, and general office work. On rainy days or stormy days, I assist my counties with resource requests, perhaps as a result of a hurricane or a tornado. And if it's a small event that impacts just one county, I may be on scene with them just to help coordinate local resources.